Female empowerment is a hot topic globally. Around the world, businesses and governments are placing greater focus on the issue of how to best leverage the talent and potential of half of the planet's population. With ever-rising levels of female participation, especially in third-level education, society can no longer afford to ignore this valuable resource. While the female enrollment rate is outstripping that of males in the US, UK, Australia, in the Gulf and UAE, the Qatar in particular, there are more than 3 times the number of women than men in public universities. Women's ambitions, aspirations, and capabilities are on the rise, and yet, in the world of business today, the number of women in top positions is a minority, and the gender pay gap remains, with women earning 20% less than their male counterparts. In the GCC, just under 2% of board-level directorships are held by women, and with only 38% of workforce overall being female. This research was conducted by the Pearl Initiative in 2015. The findings in this report show that 80% of those surveyed believe that being a woman put them at a disadvantage at work. 67% believe that gender bias has negatively impacted their career progression, and 75% believe they do not advance as quickly as men. These statistics reveal a story of lost opportunities for women, for society, for businesses, and economic development. 3 members of the business faculty at the American University of Sharjah, who have been researching and consulting in the field of women's leadership, believe it is important to try to refashion this story. Their experience as researchers and consultants in the field of women's leadership for over a decade has proved that there are powerful role models out there, women of exceptional talent, intelligence, passion, and drive who have made it to the top. In the Gulf, there is no shortage of these role models, but their stories are seldom told or featured. Kemp, McLaughlin, and Ahmed have created a platform for women in the Gulf to share their stories of ambition and accomplishment through a series of face-to-face interviews. Their lives reveal recurrent themes that invite exploration of the relationships between a woman's culture and her professional occupation in the private and public sectors in the Middle East. Ultimately, Women in Leadership Theory to Powerful Practice project plans to compile a public database of individual case studies outlining the achievements of women across the Gulf, a first-of-its-kind living archive. Some of the project's deliverables include the design of a dedicated website for all things to do with women in leadership in the GCC and the making of the series of short documentaries about famous and celebrated Arab women leaders. This short video series features the lives and stellar careers of Queen Rania of Jordan, the UAE's Sheikha Lubna Al Qasimi, and Raja Al Ghurg. We selected these 3 iconic women for the first in our series given their contribution to society. Too often, when our students searched online for videos about Arab women leaders, none were to be found. Another example of how women's stories remain untold. Women's leadership is effective yet different from traditional male styles of leadership. The McKinsey's model provides a useful framework to understand these differences. From the interviews and other research conducted by McKinsey, they have developed a leadership model comprising of 5 broad and interrelated dimensions. Meaning or finding your strengths and putting them to work in the service of an inspiring purpose, managing energy or knowing where your energy comes from, where it goes, and what can you do to manage it, positive framing or adopting a more constructive way to view your world, expand your horizons, and gain the resilience to move ahead even when bad things happen. Connecting or identifying who can help you grow, building stronger relationships, and increasing your sense of belonging. Engaging or finding your voice, becoming self-reliant and confident by accepting opportunities. In their words, centered leadership, as the name implies, is about having a well of physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual strength that drives personal achievement and, in turn, inspires others to follow. The model emphasizes the role of positive emotions in helping women thrive and sustain themselves in the face of workplaces that have been primarily designed by men for men. In our videos, we can identify how these 5 dimensions are demonstrated in the life story of each of our featured role models. Queen Rania is a strong advocate for those in need, especially the Syrian refugees currently, and has campaigned tirelessly for girls' education and women's empowerment in the region. She has a crusading spirit and is determined to leave a legacy. Sheikha Lubna Al Qasimi found her purpose in the work she has done as minister, educator, and business leader. She is a role model to others as she engages with those in the community through speaking at women in leadership events. She connects with other women to encourage more women to study technology and business subject. Raja Al Ghurq exhibits a sense of purpose in consistently working towards betterment of her country, provides advice to business groups and trade alliances visiting the country. She engages in activities that benefit society, such as being on the Chamber of Commerce Board, president of the Dubai Business Women's Council, and works on empowering women. We invite you to watch our video series and be inspired by the talents, strengths, and achievements of these legendary Arab women, and to share your ideas and thoughts on our Women in Leadership website.